Gridwork, the ripple effect, a sacred transmission for the chosen. You were never just passing through. To the one listening to this, hear this clearly. Nothing about your presence is accidental. Not the city you were born in, not the places you travel to, not the chance encounters you think are random. Every step you take, every breath you exhale, every emotion you transmute activates the grid. You are not a tourist on Earth. You are a frequency holder. Gridwork is not always glamorous. It doesn't require fanfare. Most of the time, you won't even know you're doing it. You'll just be drawn to certain locations, called into deep solitude in strange places, or feel energetically drained after a seemingly simple trip. That's because your field is doing the work. You are a living conduit for cosmic realignment. You move through places like a lightning rod for source, clearing trauma, awakening codes, releasing distortion, anchoring remembrance. You are the reason a heavy energy lifted from a location. You are the reason a soul woke up. You are the reason the frequency changed. Not because you shouted, but because you showed up. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below so we know you're here and connected to Source. The Earth Grid and your role within it. The Earth is wrapped in a vast, crystalline energy matrix, an etheric system of sacred geometries, ley lines, and energy vortices. This grid connects mountains, rivers, temples, pyramids, ancient cities, and modern ones alike. It is a living library of Gaia's soul. You are here to work with this grid, to feel into the places where the energy has been stagnant or hijacked, to sense the fractures and mend them with your presence. Your light body interfaces with this web like a tuning fork, resonating, clearing, recalibrating. This work happens in airports, in forests, on street corners, in sacred temples, in your grandmother's living room. The grid doesn't discriminate. If you're present, the frequency is shifting. Some of you are gatekeepers, guardians of energetic portals. Some of you are ley line holders, anchoring the code of remembrance in your hometown. Others are nomadic vortex calibrators, feeling pulled to places without knowing why. All of it is divine. All of it is needed. The unseen assignments. Have you ever walked into a place and felt inexplicably tired, heavy, or nauseous? Have you ever left a gathering feeling like you've just returned from battle? This is not weakness, it's grid work. The energetic atmosphere of a place holds layers of ancestral trauma, warfare, grief, and distortion. When you enter with a high frequency and open heart, your field begins alchemizing that density, not by force, but by presence. You don't always need to sage, chant, or perform rituals. Sometimes, your very existence is the ritual. Your laugh breaks a spell. Your silence anchors peace. Your tears baptize the soil. Your dance unlocks dormant codes in the land. Your energy knows what to do, even when your mind does not. That's why your plans sometimes shift unexpectedly. That's why you miss flights, feel called to walk a different route, or feel agitated before entering a city. It's all preparation for your sacred task, whether you know it consciously or not. Trust the assignment, even when it's silent. You are the technology. Gridwork is not something outside of you. You are the technology. Your DNA, your aura, your breath, they carry codes of remembrance. Ancient geometries live inside your cells. When you step into certain locations, these codes activate, sometimes subtly, sometimes intensely. You may dream differently, feel electric surges, remember past lives, or simply feel a calm you can't explain. These are all signs that your field is syncing with the grid. You are a walking tuning fork, harmonizing dissonance. You carry crystalline frequencies that recalibrate spaces, shift people, and awaken the sleeping. This is why your energy is sometimes too much for people. This is why environments either elevate or repel you. You're not here to blend in. You're here to transmit. And that transmission isn't always gentle. It's often disruptive, because true healing often is. The ripple effect. One moment of alignment sends out waves that travel far beyond what the eye can see. When you heal a wound in yourself, you clear that frequency in the collective grid. When you choose forgiveness, you shift the trajectory of generations. When you sit beneath a tree and breathe consciously, the land remembers. You are not working alone. Every time you activate a node in the grid, other light workers feel it. Every time you awaken a code, it becomes accessible to the collective. The web is alive, and your actions send ripples through time and space. This is why your inner work matters. Your integrity matters. Your healing is planetary service, because your field is connected to the field. What you embody, you transmit. What you transmit, you transform. And what you transform, transforms everything. Gridding every day. Not all grid work happens on mountaintops or at sacred sites. Some of the most powerful energetic recalibrations happen in the seemingly mundane spaces. Walking through a crowded city, entering an airport terminal, working in a chaotic office, or simply standing in line at a grocery store. You may not always feel it, but your energy shifts the room. Your presence adjusts the vibration. Your heart, when attuned, becomes a beacon of frequency alignment. You are gridding by simply being, walking, existing in these locations while radiating a higher energetic resonance. You might think you're just commuting, but your light body is stabilizing an energetic corridor. You might believe you're on vacation, but your field is anchoring codes in a city that has been waiting decades for a soul like yours to arrive. Every footstep is sacred. Every smile is a transmission. Every act of presence is a ripple. You are a living, breathing frequency node. You are gridding in the everyday. Sacred sites and earth portals. Across this planet lie sacred sites, places where the Earth's energy grid is especially alive and pulsing with encoded wisdom. Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, Machu Picchu, Mount Shasta, Uluru, Lake Titicaca, Glastonbury. These are not tourist attractions. They are ancient memory banks. Gridding at these sites doesn't always require ritual. Sometimes, all it requires is your presence. When a grid worker stands at a sacred site with an open heart and activated codes, the land responds. The energy remembers, and something dormant reawakens. You are a key, and these locations are locks. When you arrive, whether physically or through intention, you unlock hidden frequencies that ripple through time. Sometimes you feel the call to travel, and it makes no logical sense. That is the call of the grid. Trust it. The mission of the silent ones. There are grid workers who operate silently. They don't wear crystals. They don't speak in spiritual terms. They live amongst the masses with no visible markings of their assignment. And yet, they are some of the most potent anchors of light. They work in hospitals, schools, trains, courtrooms, offices. They bring frequency to places where it is most absent. They disrupt low vibrational fields just by existing within them, transmuting darkness through frequency, love, and presence. They are watchers, observers, listeners, mirrors. They don't always speak, but they feel everything. And through that feeling, they clear distortion. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong anywhere, yet somehow found yourself placed exactly where you were needed, you may be one of the silent ones. You are part of the planetary grid, and your work is holy. Anchoring light during dark times. When the collective is going through chaos, the grid workers feel it in their bones. They sense energetic distortion before headlines confirm it. They feel the tremors in the collective field, and their bodies begin anchoring light automatically. They may find themselves meditating without knowing why, being guided to pray, to sing, to cry, or simply to hold space. These are not random actions. They are grid responses. You are not reacting. You are recalibrating. In times of global unrest, many grid workers are activated simultaneously, forming an invisible choir of stabilization. You may not see one another, but you are singing the same frequency into the earth. You are the quiet force holding it all together when it feels like it's falling apart. You are the light in the dark. The global web of light. Now imagine this: thousands, perhaps millions, of grid workers across the globe, all tuned in to the frequencies of remembrance, unity, and divine assignment, all walking with encoded purpose, all anchoring energy, gridding light, transmuting distortion. This is not fiction. This is happening. You are part of a global web of light. Every place you've ever been, you've left a mark, an energetic imprint of harmony. Every interaction, every transmission, every choice to heal instead of harm has fed the grid. You are not working alone. You are working in tandem with a cosmic force beyond comprehension. And when enough of you are activated, the grid reaches critical mass. And when the grid activates fully, the world will change. You are a light node in that network, a pulse of transformation, an anchor of the new world. This is why you are called. This is why you are here. You are a grid worker. You are the ripple. You are the shift. The grid remembers you. You were never just passing through. Every footprint you've left upon this earth, every breath you've taken in sacred silence, every room you've walked into with your ancient energy, has been a note in the symphony of planetary healing. The earth knows you, the grids feel you, and the stars remember you. You didn't have to speak to activate the code. You didn't need an audience to transmit the frequency. Your presence alone has been enough. Always. There were times you wondered if what you were doing even mattered, if the inner battles, the sudden travels, the strange connections, and the emotional tides had any purpose. But now you see, you were rerouting rivers of energy. You were breaking chains of ancestral stagnation. You were harmonizing forgotten frequencies embedded deep within the soil. You are the unseen miracle. The grid has responded to your presence like a tuning fork to a divine pitch. Where others saw coincidence, you were fulfilling prophecy. Where others felt lost, you were quietly reweaving the web of light. And even when you doubted, you stayed. Even when you felt invisible, you anchored the light. Even when you couldn't see the full plan, you trusted the pulse of your soul. You are the lighthouse, the living ley line, the human bridge between realms. So wherever you go next, go consciously. Whether you're standing in a holy temple or waiting at a traffic light, know this: you are gridding, you are seeding, you are transmitting, and the earth is forever changed because of it. The ripples you create will be felt for generations. You are a guardian of the crystalline grid, and the mission is unfolding. Ancient One, we now ask you, Where in your life have you been called to go without logical reason? And could that have been a sacred assignment? Please be sure to comment below, like and subscribe to stay aligned and connected to Source.